Alright lads, we've got a different kind of video with some nice hand cam gameplay, and we're playing against bots, so you can watch me just fry out in the background. I don't usually do this kind of gameplay, but it was just hard to get Warzone gameplay today, so I decided to hop in with a bit of bots and just do kind of a talk over video. And we're going to be breaking down the Merc foregrip, the Ranger foregrip, the Operator foregrip, and the Commando foregrip to see what underbarrel is kind of they're the four main grips. I know myself because I'd be using them and messing around with them. So we're going to try and find out which one is the best for different reasons. Okay, we're going to pull up the screenshot real quick. And wait, actually, before I pull up the screenshot, I just got to ask you, man, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on those post noties. Drop a comment below to let me know if you do like these kind of videos or you'd prefer me to do something else. And obviously hit that like button. Not now, just when you do like the video. Like at some point I know you're going to like it, so hit that like button. Continuing on for where I am. Now I'm going to pull up the screenshot. And we're going to start with the Merc foregrip. You can see it there on the screen. It's the top one. The top like row is the full Merc foregrip. And then above that is all of the different headings. So you can see with the Merc foregrip, the range modifier, it doesn't have one. None of them do, so I'm just not going to read that out. You get slowed down by 17 milliseconds when you're aimed down sights. Your sprint to fire time isn't affected, and your tactical sprint to fire time isn't affected. Your movement speed is affected by 1%, so you slow down by 1% of whatever the base movement speed is. That's easy to find out because we're using gungamedata.com. So again, find that out for yourself for whatever gun you're using. That link will be in the description. And the aim down sight movement speed is affected by -8%, which is a lot. So when you're aimed down, you're going to feel that stiffness. The vertical recoil, however, gets reduced by 17%, which is pretty nasty. Horizontal bounce doesn't get affected. That's kind of basically your left and right recoil, where it hops around instead of just going up. Then you've got hip fire area, -19%. Obviously, we know the Merc does that. Doesn't affect bullet velocity, doesn't affect reload time, so I won't be reading them out for the rest of these grips. So right there, you know the Merc. It used to be used on submachine guns before it got nerfed, and by the way, these are the nerfed stats. And basically, you can clearly see it actually doesn't affect your movement speed. Oh wait, there it is there, yeah, sorry, my bad. 1% that affects your movement speed. It's not a lot. Maybe to somebody it might be a lot, depending on what gun you're using, but to me it's not a lot. So we're going to come back to them all at the end. I'm just going to read out the attachments, or the stats. I'm going to explain them a bit, talk a bit, and then come back to it in the end. The Ranger foregrip, plus 17 milliseconds again, also the same, on par with the Merc. You lose -1.3% movement speed and -8% aim down sight movement speed. And you get -17% vertical recoil, and which is obviously a good thing, and it doesn't affect anything else. So basically, speed wise, when you're running with the gun, you're slowed down by 0.3%. Now if you're on an SMG, I would still say use the Merc. Right now, the way things are looking, I would use the Merc on a close range weapon, for the fact that it's faster than the Ranger and you're getting hip fire and it does the exact same things with the recoil. That's a W to me, but look, we'll keep going on. The Operator foregrip slows your aim down sight down by 21 milliseconds. Doesn't affect anything else except your vertical recoil. So it's kind of, the Operator and the Ranger kind of go head on head depending what you're looking for. And see, the thing they don't have down here, which is kind of annoying me, is the Ranger actually helps with weapon sway. So when you've like no stock on a gun and you've got like a really light barrel, the gun wobbles a lot. So when you put the Ranger on, it doesn't wobble as much because it affects stability, where it doesn't say that on this, but I'm just letting you know because I know my stuff when it comes to these kind of videos, so I'm not going to leave you with shit information. So it doesn't say that the Ranger, that's why the Ranger is slower, is because it helps stabilize the weapon, whereas the Operator only helps recoil control and nothing else. Moving on to the Commando. The Commando foregrip doesn't affect anything in your aim down sight category. None of your sprint to fire, none of your tac sprint to fire. Movement speed though, it affects the most with a 2.0, and then the aim down sight movement speed even more with 14%, man, that's cruel. But then the positives, it affects your vertical recoil with -6% and your horizontal bounce by 15%. So let me put this into perspective for you. Let's say it's a Grau versus Kilo scenario. For the Kilo, you would want to use the Ranger or Operator because it's going to pull up in the air. That's all the Kilo does. It doesn't really bounce left and right. It just goes up. So you would want to use the Ranger. But let's say you're talking about the Grau. Everybody knows the Grau has low recoil. It doesn't go up. So the Grau kind of just bounces left and right. So if you wanted to get rid of that or lower it, you would use the Commando. So it's starting to make sense now, hopefully. And let's say like other guns, like another gun with low recoil would have been the Brune before nerf, but you would have used the Commando before nerf because it had no recoil. With all the right attachments, it would have had no recoil, and then when you go to put the grip on, you could use a Commando, and then the thing would be a beam. It still is a beam if you use the Ranger, because now they nerfed the recoil, so it goes up more. So depending on your gun, so I would say, if it's a gun with vertical recoil, meaning it just goes straight up in the air, I would use the Ranger. And then if it's an SMG or a close range weapon that just goes straight up in the air, I would use the Merc. Then I would use the Merc regardless if it was an SMG or not. It's just better for SMGs than the Ranger, but I would still use the Merc over the Commando after seeing them stats right there. That aim down sight movement speed, if you use the Commando on an SMG, 14%, so when you aim in, you're going to be slower by 14%. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. Same with the movement speed, so just by having that attachment on, you're getting slowed down by 2%. Might not seem like a lot now, but when you're out there, that would be the difference between you winning against someone using an MP5 with a Merc foregrip and an MP5, and then you're using an MP5 with a Commando. That could be the difference right there. Especially if you use that Merc, you're getting that hip fire by 19%. But again, look at the Commando's pros. The Commando under the ADS, it doesn't get slowed down, so it doesn't affect how fast you can aim down sight. So that's why a lot of people do use Commando on SMGs, but I don't like the effect of when you just by having the gun aim down sight and just by having that attachment, you're real slow. Even slower than the Merc. And people were making this big exaggeration, you know, the Merc got nerfed and then they're coming with new MP5 class setups. I've done it as well, but I now know the stats, so I might do an updated MP5 class. I think I already did actually. I did one yesterday. I think I posted it yesterday, but I had a plan for a while. But after seeing these stats, man, that's confusing. And I'm pretty sure I was using the Ranger on my MP5. I was, but I had no stock, so the speed kind of evens out. Yeah, so that's kind of what you got to work with the grips. This isn't going to be a long video. What I might just do is, like, I'm pretty sure I've answered everything. They're the main 4 grips. They're the ones that are in the thumbnail, so they're the ones I'm going to cover. So I don't think I have anything else to cover, and I would like you to let me know in the comment if there's any other like attachments, maybe scopes, maybe the Corp Combat Hollow versus the Blue Dot might be a good video to come back to. So that's what we're going to come back to. Actually, I'm going to do that regardless if you requested or not, but it would be nice to know it is requested, because I can do some serious videos on that stuff. Because of GunGameData.com, because of them screenshots, I'm able to get that information real easy and then make it public to use. So that's always a positive. Obviously that screenshot was down the bottom. And I just want to let you know for the changes coming into Cold War, and I want to say a good big thank you to everybody that subscribed over the week, man. We're on like 80 something subscribers right now, man, and that's just insane. 2 weeks ago I was on about 40 subs. Now I've doubled in 2 weeks. That's just mind blowing to me. I know, like, you've probably watched bigger YouTubers like Nick Mercs, Huskers, Swag, and they're happy when they hit 1 million and all, man. But I gotta be happy for these little goals when I get them. And just want to all know that every one of yous count. Every single person that tunes in and watches, whether you're sub now or just watching, every one of yous count. And I'm just showing my appreciation for you hitting that sub button, man, because you don't get told it enough. Every YouTuber you click onto is going to be, click this YouTube button, hit the post notice, and you're just probably so used to hearing it all day. But I'm just letting you know I really do appreciate it, and it means a lot. Now back on track. Cold War, when it comes out, the first video we're dropping is going to be a sniper class setup. I'm just letting you know, because, man, I will come with the snipers in Cold War. I'm going to give a full class setup. I heard rumors that Warzone isn't coming out in the Cold War at the start on launch, so I don't know about that. I think they're going to wait for this season to finish, because Cold War comes out before this season finishes, so I think that's why that is. So they're going to tie up the loose ends, make the story nice. But man, even at that, I think I will hit some multiplayer, take a break from Warzone until it comes out. Obviously now this is all for you to let me know down below. I'm just giving suggestions, so it's what you guys want to see is what I'm gonna drop. But I'd like to hop on Cold War because I'll spaz at that game, man. Black Ops 4, before I started all this YouTube shit, first 2 weeks the game came out, I was Master Prestige and had Dark Matter. I'm not Call of Duty. The Black Ops series are my favorite CODs. Just the way they feel, even the way they look. I love the kind of more animated style graphics. Not in Cold War, but in Black Ops it was more animated. But that's all I've got to say. Again, thank you. They're just some ideas I was throwing around. Give me some suggestions down below. If you have any suggestions for the last few weeks of Modern Warfare, let me know. I'm gonna come with it. We've got hand cam going into Cold War, so big changes there. Let me know if you want the hand cam swapped into a different position. I think I have it real nice, but you never know. And that's all I gotta say. I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day. If it's late at night, have a good sleep. I'm out of here.